If you look at the former governor of West Virginia, who's now a U.S. senator, Donald Trump just swooped in and saved him and killed all the investigations against him. You know what the investigations were? Was that he pollutes the waters. I know because I spoke to a person who was an inspector when he was the governor that said that they never inspected his operations because he was the governor. And if they inspected him and said anything negative, they'd lose their job. Let me tell you something. These companies don't care about your drinking water. They don't care about your environment. All they care about is money. And let me tell you something. What they say, money is the root of all evil. These people cannot quench their thirst. So for them, it's more, more, more. You know, Elon Musk used to joke about ending world hunger. And they basically said about $600 billion could end world hunger. Why doesn't he do that? Because the truth is he doesn't care. Imagine if you had the legacy of you ended world hunger. Your name would be spoken for hundreds, maybe even thousands of years. Something great. We talk about Genghis Khan because he was a great warrior. Imagine being known as a great person who ended world hunger. That's the path that I know most people would like to be on. We would have gun reform instead of nearly 50,000 people dying each year in this country. And think about that. Think about that. Look, we all know people who should not have guns. I am not against raising the age of assault rifles to 21, and here's why. When a kid graduates from high school, they seal their records. I think that a child that has an IEP where it's violent, where the child has violent outbursts, I kind of think that should be at least something that goes on something. The reason for that is because the kid who shot up Uvalde had a problem when he was in school, had lots of problems. But when he went to get a assault rifle right after graduating high school and turning 18 years of age, there was nothing for them to look at. So he purchased not one but two assault rifles and then ended up in Uvalde killing kids and teachers. I just want the death to stop. I want the shooting to stop. I just think that we deserve to have better background checks. If you have a charge on your records of violence, assault, you don't get an assault rifle. You don't get to buy a rifle. You don't get a weapon. What's wrong with that? I own lots of guns. I do. I love my guns. But I don't masturbate to them. Okay? I don't feel like I need every one of them. A lot of them are guns that have been handed down to me. And I know how to use them. And there's a lot of people out there that do. But we all know people that don't and shouldn't. And that's all I'm saying. We would have universal child care where both parents can join the workforce because today it takes two salaries to keep your nose above the waterline. And you know I'm telling the truth about that. And once again, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has a bill that says 3 years old, 4 years old, and 5-year-old kids. 10 years a day, or $10 a day. I'll support that because parents can afford that. Because today it takes both parents in the workforce to keep your nose above the waterline. We would have a living wage. And companies like Walmart would actually provide their workers decent health care. And they don't. And they use our tax dollars to offset that. And that's a fact. So Walmart, yep, you can shop at Walmart. But make no mistake about it. Those people working at Walmart, they deserve so much better. They do. The right-wing agenda has nothing to do with life. It's all about control. And we deserve so much better.